I can tell how your relationship will start to break down just by listening to how you communicate. Not what you say, but how you say what you say. You see, people think they are good communicators until they enter a relationship. And then small patterns repeated over time start creating distance that they do not understand. You need to stay with me to the end of this video because I guarantee you, you might recognize yourself in this more than you expect. Now, one of the biggest misconceptions I see is this. We talk every day, so we must be communicating well. No, talking is not communication. Communication is how you listen, how you interpret, how you respond, and how safe the other person feels when they are with you. That's why in today's video, I'm going to walk you through seven communication patterns. 7 that quietly damage relationships. More importantly, I'm going to be telling you what you should be doing instead. Now, before we go in, I want you to be aware of something, that these patterns, they do not make you a bad person. Most of them were learned over time. From family, from past relationships, from the things we saw growing up. Sometimes for survival. So, as you listen, be curious, not critical, not judgmental. Number 1, listening to respond, not to understand. This is what it looks like. Someone says, I feel like you have been distant lately. And instead of hearing the feeling, you hear an accusation. So you respond. How can you say that? When you know that I've been busy. They expressed a feeling. You responded with a defense. And that is where the disconnect happens. Now, when people feel unheard, in this instance, your spouse, they repeat themselves. And when they repeat themselves, it starts to sound like they are nagging. But the real issue is not the repetition. It is the lack of understanding of what they're trying to communicate. Now, this is the shift you need to make. Before you respond, ask yourself, do I actually understand what they mean? If you don't, reflect it back. What I'm hearing, is that correct? Number 2 is assuming instead of asking. Now, many arguments are not based on facts. They are based on interpretation. You see behavior, then you assign meaning. He did not call me. You assign it to mean you are not important. She spoke that way. It must mean she doesn't respect me. You assign a meaning based on your assumption, but you never asked. And once you believe your interpretation, you react emotionally to something that may not even be real. This is the shift you need to make. Become curious. Replace assumption with questioning. Help me understand what you mean when you say you feel overwhelmed. I want to be sure I'm not misreading this. Now, that one habit of curiosity has saved many relationships. Number 3 mistake, bringing the past into the present. You're discussing one issue, then suddenly, last week enters, last month enters, 15 years ago enters. Now, you're not resolving anything. You're building a case. And when people feel that they are on trial, they do not connect. They become defensive. What is the shift you need to make? One issue per conversation. If something from the past is still unresolved, then it deserves its own space, its own conversation. Make that the one issue in the conversation and avoid weaponizing it. Mistake number 4, hinting instead of saying. Now, women in particular are guilty of this mistake. They say, I'm fine, but you know you are not. You go quiet, and then you expect your spouse to notice. You drop hints, and when they don't respond to the hints, you feel unseen. But here's the truth. You outsourced your need. You outsourced it to their ability to guess how you are feeling. And even when people love you deeply, they are not mind readers. Now, what is the shift you need to make? Say it clearly, say it with kindness. I've been feeling overwhelmed. Can we talk about it? That is what communication looks like. Effective communication, I mean. Now, mistake number 5. I call it defensive listening. That's when you listen to defend yourself instead of to understand. Your spouse says, I feel hurt when you do that or that. And something in you reacts immediately. You explain, you justify, you push back. Now that is defensiveness. And what the other person learns is this. It is not safe to be honest with you. When your spouse stops feeling safe, they will stop talking to you. What is the shift you need to make? Pause internally. Seek to understand. What exactly has made them feel hurt? Then stay open long enough to hear. You don't have to agree with them, but you need to understand where they're coming from. Mistake number 6, poor timing. You want to talk, but the moment is wrong. Your spouse is tired, stressed, emotionally unavailable in that moment. And now the conversation goes badly because you forced it in a moment that was not the best time. Not because it was wrong, but it was just the timing. What is the shift you need to make? Ask them, is this a good time to talk about something that is important? Or you can say, when would be a good time for us to talk? It's simple, but it's very powerful. Because it tells your spouse that you respect their state. And good communication is not just about what you say. It is also about when you say it. Now, the 7th and final communication mistake I'll be talking about in this video, neglecting positive communication. This is the one that most people miss. Now, some relationships, some couples only communicate when something is wrong. So, communication becomes correction, tension, scolding, conflict. There's no warmth, no appreciation, no affirmation. And slowly the relationship starts to feel like a problem or a strict military school. Now, what is the shift that you need to make? You need to be intentional about positive communication. It doesn't necessarily have to be big things, but small, consistent moments. Remember the I appreciate you. Remember that meant a lot to me. Remember to commend them. I see what you're doing. Well done. These small moments, they keep relationship alive. They keep people feeling loved and appreciated. So, if you paid attention, you would notice that nothing of what I talked about regarded love. It was mostly about awareness. And that's important because you can't change what you don't see. So the first step is to see what you are doing wrong. That's where true change starts to happen. Now, did you recognize yourself in any of this? Which of the mistakes are you guilty of making? Don't ignore it. Start by picking one thing, just one, and start changing it intentionally. Now, if you want help to build a healthier communication style or to build healthier communication in your relationship, in your marriage, details for my coaching and counseling can be found in the description. Book an initial consultation. Now, tell me in the comment section, which of these communication mistakes resonated the most with you? I've been looking out to hear what you have to say. As always, my name is Taya Lugo. God bless you, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.